Well, hello there once again, everyone. It's been a couple of days, and I've been busy, probably too busy to describe what I've been up to in detail, but I'll do the best I can. Um, I was doing so many stream of consciousness things going off the rails from the instructions to make an interior for this car based on this template that you can buy basically on eBay. I bought a few of these. It's the same, exactly the same interior I used for the LaFerrari model I built, which I took this, on the LaFerrari, I took it kind of literally and just cut it to size and stuff. This one I actually got a little crazier on it. I'm not finished with it yet, but I took it to the best I could to make it look like the dash would be on the actual model. I don't know if you can see that. You can see it a little bit. So I'm trying to emulate that look as much as I can. And I've done that, believe it or not, with the scraps from cutting this piece out. There was actually enough plastic from this one, and there was just one little area I used from the LaFerrari scraps that I kept. I always keep my scraps. And it's just been kind of nip and tuck the whole time. It's just been taking me forever to do this. I probably got in this interior a good 16 hours of nipping and tucking, and it's still not done. You'll see in here, I've got work to do. I'm going to try and make these radiator boxes. I don't have enough plastic to do that with the scraps, but I've bought some flat sheets of polystyrene that I'm getting from eBay in a couple of days. And so I'll go in and remove this stuff and build something from scratch. I also have to build, on this side, you can see that I've got a little bit of side, which can sort of, if I tweak it, I can emulate the door, which would be like right there. It's obviously not going to be exact. I'm not going to make this cut and push it down. I'm just going to leave this clear because I don't know what I'm dealing with. I don't even know at this point, because I haven't built the chassis, I don't know that I can actually utilize radiator ducts and stuff like that. I don't even know at this point if the interior that I'm building is going to fit over the chassis. I hope so. But I'm going on blind faith at this point that this is going to work against the chassis. So if I flip it over, you'll see this is where I'm at. I've got a lot of cobbled pieces of plastic together that I've been trimming and primping to get to this point. And I hot glued it all together, which actually I can take apart pretty easily. The hot glue just pretty much peels right off. I don't know if I'm going to use an epoxy at some point to do the final cement one and then paint it or not. The wheel wells are kind of an afterthought that I put in more to just prevent light from coming in. I wasn't really trying to formalize wheel wells. But I had these, that came from this piece of plastic right here. I might be able to do something with the rear wheels as well, making a little bit of a wheel well with those. The other area I'm going to work on this body is I'm going to box all of this in with sheets of plastic and glue it all in and paint it blue to correctly emulate what goes on the underside of one of these cars. Let's If I lift it up a little bit, you see that under tray. I'm going to try and build some of that. And so I bought 4 sheets of 9x12, I think it's 9x12 plastic on eBay. And that'll be another big project. So there's still lots of body work to do on this car. I started, my first part was to create the firewall using one of these guys to measure that area, and then go ahead and just make a paper template, which I transposed onto this portion of plastic. And this is what came from the LaFerrari scraps. The other place I used this scrap for was to create the dash. I'm probably just going to use this dash as a template and recut it once I get my sheets of plastic, so I'll eliminate these. But this was still a good exercise to go through to get the measurements that I want for that when I remake it. And I may remake the firewall in the back as well, just because even though you really can't see much of it. I mean, if you look in here, it's pretty, you know, especially once I start painting the floor, and the driver and the floor will be black with, I think, a little silver. I might put some silver accents in it around the shifting tunnel and things like that. And then, of course, I've got to paint the driver. Now, here's the kicker, though. So I go on eBay looking for all these pieces and parts, and I just, for the hell of it, said, hey, I wonder if they make an interior for this car. And guess what? Somebody does. For 19 bucks, you can get a 3D printed version. And I ordered one. So I have no idea. It looked good. The dash wasn't quite as accurate as this because it was just a curve. And you can see this is really how it's set up more. In fact, this curve should go even more dramatically. Once again, I've made all this stuff from scraps. So I'm going to, you know, that's another reason why I may recut all of this with sheet plastic when it comes in, because I can get this curve to curve a little bit more that way. That one in particular. This one's pretty good. So we'll see what the, and maybe I'll modify the 3D printed one. The thing with the 3D printed one that I'm concerned about is it might be heavy. I have no idea how much plastic is being used to make one of those, and I don't want to add like 6 ounces of weight. I mean, this stuff weighs nothing, you know. It's probably not even an ounce of plastic when I get through, when it's all said and done. So I don't want to make it heavy. Not that I'm racing this or anything, but I still don't want it to be, you know, a overly weighted body just for that, especially since I'm going to add some other plastic bits back there. So we'll see. Plus, I'm kind of happy that I've, you know, done all of this kind of with scrounged parts, and it looks pretty good, and it'll look pretty good when I paint it. That's going to be who knows when, but we're getting there. So, you know, I just want you to see that this stuff takes forever for a reason. And, you know, that's all I use. These 3 scissors and some paper, lots of tape, a hot glue gun, and that's pretty much it. But, you know, here's the kind of trimming I was doing, and that's the only reason why I'm saving these scraps, is just to illustrate how little plastic. And every time I did this, it was take this piece off, trim it this much, and then put it back in the car and see where it was binding up, or seeing where there was overlap into areas that needed to be trimmed. But obviously you can take it away. It's much harder to put it back. So this is the level of trimming I was doing over and over and over again, here, there, and everywhere, to get this all to work, as well as it is working. And, you know, if I had my druthers, and I'm still working on a method to do this, the driver sits a little too low. He needs to come up, but the sticking point there are these two side pieces here that are, as you can see, they're touching. So in order for me to do that, I have to sacrifice some of the side to raise him up. Now, the other impedance that's going to cause, if you look at this dash, is that this is going to bump up into there. It's already touching. So it's kind of major surgery to cut. I'm going to have to cut some of this back and some of this out to lift the driver up overall, the driver compartment up overall. And I'm only going to do that if I decide I don't like the 3D printed one. But like I said, I still think I'm kind of committed to this. I might do two different interiors, maybe one that I use when I run the car, and maybe use the 3D printed one for when I display the car. The 3D printed one is exactly this contour. So it's all they give you is that. So it's really a nice, perfect fit for the body. So I'm excited to see it when it comes, and you know, it's a $20 investment. Obviously, it nickel and dimes you a lot. I mean, I probably in materials have probably $100 between the sheets of plastic and the paints and supplies. Probably about $100 worth of stuff additional to buying the kit. And I see these kits are going for quite a bit of money now because this is a discontinued kit. And I think I've seen them for like $400, which is crazy. I paid $2 something for that when I bought it. But that's where I'm at. And I'm going to continue to do nip and tuck on this for a while now. I may cobble some of this one up at some point, but I'm going to try not to. I'm going to see what I can do. I don't know that there's much more I can do with this one at this point. I might just mask the driver's body off with liquid mask and begin the painting process. I can paint the helmet and stuff like that, which I may shoot some video on and show you how I do that. But, you know, for now, this is what we got. And it's working. It's surprisingly good for what it is, you know, considering it wasn't meant to be in this car. And so I've got some sealing up to do and things like that, you know. So stuff's still got to happen, but it's getting there. Thanks for watching, and I'll keep you posted as to what comes next. Take care.